Get ready for a deep dive today, folks, because we're exploring the world of karate. You guys sent in some seriously awesome articles, and I got to say I was blown away by some of the stuff I learned just skimming them.
Yeah, it's incredible how karate's changed and adapted over the centuries.
It's like a chameleon, right? Blending in, changing.
Exactly. It's like a testament to how resilient we are, and our desire to better ourselves. It's this incredible mix of cultures all coming together.
Okay, I'm hooked already. So let's rewind all the way back to the beginning in Okinawa, Japan.
The birthplace of karate. You can't even talk about karate without mentioning Okinawa. It's like the island's history is part of every single move.
Now, one of the articles mentioned that early Okinawan fighting styles were super influenced by Chinese martial arts.
Oh, absolutely.
And there was even this term tode, which I guess means Chinese hand.
Yeah, Chinese hand, literally.
Wow, that's pretty strong connection, right?
It is. So picture that Okinawa was this major trading hub, right? And with all that trade came a ton of cultural exchange, and of course martial arts were a big part of that. So you had this amazing fusion of local Okinawan fighting styles blending with Chinese martial arts, especially from the Fujian region.
It's like a melting pot of fighting styles.
Exactly, a real melting pot.
And then things took a really interesting turn in the 17th century when the Satsuma clan came in from mainland Japan, took over Okinawa, and boom, weapons ban.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even imagine how that must have shaped the development of karate.
Well, just imagine. You're suddenly stripped of your weapons and you've got to defend yourself empty-handed. It was a total game changer. That's actually where the term karate comes from, It means empty hand.
Makes total sense. It
Yeah.
perfectly reflects that shift to fighting unarmed. So we've got this cultural blend and then a weapons ban that kind of lit the fuse for karate to evolve. But who are the big players who brought it from Okinawa to the rest of the world?
Well, you absolutely can't talk about karate without mentioning Gichin Funakoshi. He's considered the father of modern karate.
Yeah, Funakoshi. His name came up a lot in those articles. It sounds like he's the guy who introduced karate to mainland Japan in the early 1900s. But what made his approach different? Was it just about the physical techniques?
Funakoshi was way ahead of his time. He understood that karate was so much more than just fighting.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When he brought karate to mainland Japan, he established the Shotokan style, which focused on both physical strength and mental and spiritual growth. He truly believed that the real power of karate was in developing character and resilience.
So it's not just about kicking and punching. It's about self-discipline and inner strength. I can see why so many people today practice karate for the mental benefits as much as the physical ones.
Absolutely. Funakoshi saw karate as a path to mastering yourself, building a strong mind and a strong body. And his vision has really stuck with us. It still shapes how we see and practice karate today.
And Funakoshi's influence didn't stop at Japan's borders. After World War II, karate really started spreading internationally, didn't it?
It totally did. Japanese instructors and Okinawan masters, they carried Funakoshi's torch, They traveled all over the world sharing their knowledge and passion for karate. The US and Europe really embraced it, and karate gained a global following. It's amazing how this art that started in this unique situation on a tiny island resonated with people from all walks of life all over the world.
We've gone from hidden Okinawan fighting styles to a martial art that's recognized everywhere. That's incredible. But how does karate shape the world today? Is it just self-defense and fitness, or is there more to it?
Karate's influence goes way beyond just the physical stuff. Of course, it's great for fitness and self-defense, but there's a whole other layer to it.
Yeah, I can definitely see how it builds strength, flexibility, coordination.
Oh, yeah, all of that.
But what really caught my eye in those articles was how modern training combines those traditional techniques with some really new and innovative approaches. It seems like it's really evolved.
It has. These days, you'll see classes that incorporate all sorts of things like fitness routines, stress management exercises, even mindfulness practices. It's amazing to see how karate adapts and grows with the times,
Yeah, it's like taking that ancient wisdom and applying it to modern life.
Exactly.
It seems like the mental benefits of karate are huge. Improved concentration, a boost in confidence, even a sense of inner peace. It's like a one-stop shop for self-improvement.
It really is. Karate gives you this structure for discipline, self-awareness, and resilience that you can use in so many parts of your life.
Yes.
It's about pushing your limits both physically and mentally.
And of course, there's the competitive side of karate. It even became an Olympic sport, right?
It did. In 2020, karate debuted at the Tokyo Olympics, which brought it to a whole new audience.
Wow.
It really solidified its place as a true sport, showcasing incredible athleticism and artistry, especially in the kata, which is the forms competition, and the kumai, which is the sparring.
Okay, so we're seeing how diverse and influential karate is. This incredible blend of physicality, philosophy, and personal growth. Speaking of philosophy, one of the articles talked about gammon, which is a core concept in karate. Sounds pretty fascinating. What exactly does it mean?
Gaiman is a powerful idea often translated as perseverance, patience, or endurance.
Hmm.
Think of it as facing your challenges head-on with unwavering composure, even when things get really tough.
It's like that inner strength to keep going.
Exactly. It's a cornerstone of karate's ethical framework. It shapes not just your training, but how you approach life outside the dojo, too.
So it's not just gritting your teeth and pushing through. It's about developing this mindset of resilience and determination that you carry with you everywhere.
Exactly. Gaiman is about understanding that growth often comes with discomfort. It's about embracing that process and using challenges as opportunities to become stronger, both physically and mentally.
That's a really powerful way to look at it.
It is.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. The origins in Okinawa, the Chinese and Okinawan, influences Gichin Funakoshi's huge role, the global spread of karate and how it's practiced today, from fitness and mental well-being to competitions. We even touched on gammon, this fascinating concept.
Yeah.
There's one thing that's been bugging me as we've been talking.
What's that?
Well, the articles mentioned some mysteries surrounding karate's origins.
Yeah.
It's almost like there are missing pieces of this historical puzzle. What's the deal with that?
Yeah, that's where things get a little fuzzy,
Oh, yeah.
For centuries, karate was passed down through oral tradition and hands-on training.
It was like a secret passed down through generations.
It's exactly. So detailed written records are pretty scarce, which makes tracing its exact lineage a bit like putting together a puzzle with some pieces missing.
Ah, I see. So what are some of the big mysteries that still have historians and karate experts scratching their heads?
One of the most intriguing questions is about the connection between the three main Okinawan martial arts, Shurite Nahate and Tamarite. They're like the grandfathers of modern karate styles, but their exact relationship and how they influenced each other are still debated.
That's like a family tree with blurry lines.
Yeah, exactly. We know they're related, but the specifics of how and why are still a bit of a mystery.
So what about the kaida, those choreographed movements I read, that there might be secrets hidden within them?
Ah, yes, the kaida. Some believe that certain kaida contain techniques or teachings that are passed down through generations, but never explicitly revealed.
Wow. It's like a secret code woven into the movements.
Exactly. Some masters believe that a deep understanding of kaida can reveal insights into fighting strategies, advanced breathing techniques, even healing practices.
That's incredible. It's like a treasure hunt hidden in plain sight.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
not just about mastering the physical moves.
Yeah.
It's about unlocking deeper layers of knowledge.
Exactly. It's a journey of discovery.
All right, let's switch gears for a bit and talk about something that's definitely not hidden karate in movies. It's had a massive impact on pop culture.
Oh, absolutely. Karate on the silver screen has played a huge role in shaping its image and appeal worldwide.
From those classic martial arts films to modern action blockbusters, karate always seems to grab the audience's attention.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Well, it's such a visually dynamic and exciting art form. It just lends itself perfectly to storytelling on film. The power, the precision, the athleticism, all wrapped up in this unique blend of tradition and modernity. It's a recipe for cinematic gold.
Speaking of cinematic gold, we got to talk about The Karate Kid. That movie is a cultural icon.
The Karate Kid, both the original from 1984 and the remake, they really captured the heart of karate spirit. It's not just about fighting, it's about pushing your limits, finding your inner strength, and that powerful bond between student and teacher.
And you can't forget that iconic crane kick. It's more than just a move. It's like a symbol of achieving the impossible through hard work and dedication.
Exactly. The Karate Kid took karate from something niche and brought it to the masses. It made it accessible and inspiring for generations of moviegoers.
Yeah. I think almost everyone's tried that crane kick at some point.
I know, I have.
But we can't talk about karate in movies without mentioning Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
His films were revolutionary.
Bruce Lee was a phenomenon. While he wasn't strictly a karate practitioner, his films blended elements of karate with other martial arts like kung fu and jeet kune do. He brought this whole new level of fluidity, adaptability, and self-expression to the screen.
Lee's charisma, his philosophy, and his incredible skill made him a global icon. He really pushed the boundaries of what martial arts films could be, didn't he?
He absolutely did. His influence on both action cinema and martial arts culture is undeniable. He inspired countless people to explore martial arts and embrace their own unique styles.
It's amazing how his legacy continues to inspire people even today.
Yeah, it really is.
And then there's Cobra Kai, which takes the Karate Kid story and flips it in a really interesting way. It's incredible how they've managed to breathe new life into it for a whole new generation.
Cobra Kai is a brilliant example of how to explore the complexities of karate's impact. It doesn't shy away from the darker side of rivalry and competition, but it also highlights themes of redemption, second chances, and the enduring lessons learned through martial arts training.
Yeah, what I love about Cobra Kai is how they bring back characters from the original movies and show how their lives have been shaped by their experiences with karate, both the good and the bad. It's like a multi-generational exploration of how the art has this lasting effect.
Exactly. Cobra Kai shows us that the choices we make both on and off the mat can have these ripple effects that impact those around us. It's a powerful reminder that the lessons of karate extend far beyond the dojo.
It seems like we could talk for hours about karate's influence on film and pop culture, but I think it's time we shifted gears and talked about
Karate's legacy as a whole.
exactly. We've seen how it evolved from a hidden fighting style in Okinawa to this global phenomenon. But what's its place in the world today? How has it stayed relevant in our constantly changing world?
That's what's so amazing about karate. It's like this ever-flowing river constantly adapting to the landscape but always keeping its essence. Even today, it's so alive, always evolving, always finding new ways to connect with people.
It really is amazing how something that started in such a specific time and place centuries ago still speaks to us today. But thinking about karate's journey, all those hidden techniques, even how it's portrayed in movies, it makes me wonder, is there another side to all this? A side we haven't really explored yet?
That's a really interesting question. And it's important to remember that there are always two sides to every coin. Karate emphasizes discipline, self-control, respect, but at its core, it is a martial art, a system of combat. And with that comes inherent risks.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Power in any form has to be handled responsibly. And in the case of karate, that responsibility is even bigger because it involves the potential to cause physical harm.
Exactly. We've talked about the positives, the ethical framework that karate promotes, but we can't ignore the fact that, like any tool, it can be misused. There have been cases where people have used their karate skills for aggression, bullying, even criminal activity.
That's a sobering thought. It really highlights the need for responsible teaching and ethical leadership within the karate community.
Absolutely. Instructors have a huge responsibility to instill in their students not just the physical techniques, but also the moral and philosophical foundations of karate. It's about making sure they understand that power comes with responsibility and that the skills they learn should be used for self-improvement and protection, not for harming others.
It's like that classic line, with great power comes great responsibility. It applies to so many things in life, and it definitely rings true for karate.
Couldn't agree more. And this responsibility goes beyond just individual practitioners. It also extends to how karate is portrayed in the media and popular culture.
Now that's interesting. We've been talking about movies like The Karate Kid and Bruce Lee films, which generally show karate in a positive light. But I guess there's always the potential for a not-so-ideal representation.
Yeah, unfortunately, there are films and TV shows out there that sensationalize violence, glorify aggression, or even perpetuate harmful stereotypes. They can present a distorted image of karate, focusing on its destructive potential rather than its deeper values.
I can see how that would be a problem, especially for younger viewers who might not have the experience to separate fiction from reality. They might see those exaggerated portrayals and get the wrong idea about what karate is really about.
Exactly. It's why it's so important to approach karate with an informed and critical eye, to look beyond the surface and understand its nuances, its potential for both good and bad.
So it's not just about learning how to fight. It's about understanding the history, the philosophy, the ethical code, and ultimately the responsibility that comes with having those powerful skills.
Well said. It's about recognizing that karate is so much more than just a bunch of physical techniques. It's a journey of self-discovery and growth, one that demands awareness, mindfulness, and a commitment to using your knowledge and abilities for good.
That's deep. It's like a life philosophy that goes beyond martial arts. It speaks to that universal truth that power in any form requires responsibility.
Absolutely. It's a message that resonates in every aspect of life.
This deep dive has been quite a journey. We've explored the origins of karate, gone deep into its history, and philosophy looked at its influence on pop culture, and even wrestled with the ethical side of practicing it.
We've uncovered so much, haven't we? It's really incredible how a single topic like karate can offer such a rich and diverse tapestry of knowledge and insights.
What stood out to you as the most fascinating part of this deep dive so far? What's really resonated with you?
For me, it's the sheer resilience of karate, how it's managed to evolve and adapt over centuries while staying true to its core principles. It's like a testament to the human spirit, you
Yeah.
know, our ability to innovate, to grow, and to constantly strive for self-betterment. What about you? What's captivated you the most during our exploration?
Honestly, it's the stories. We've talked about historical figures like Gichin Funakoshi, who shaped the course of karate. But there are countless stories of everyday people whose lives have been touched by this art form. Stories of resilience, discipline, and personal transformation. It reminds me that beyond the techniques and the history, karate is ultimately about people. It's about the connections we forge, the challenges we overcome, and the journeys of self-discovery we embark on.
I couldn't agree more. It's those personal narratives that really bring this deep dive to life, don't they? They remind us that karate isn't just an abstract concept, it's a living, breathing practice that continues to shape lives all over the world.
And speaking of which, I think it's time we shift our focus to one aspect of karate that often gets overshadowed by its more practical and combat-focused elements.
Oh, interesting. I'm all ears. What do you have in mind?
Well, you said earlier that karate is like a river constantly flowing and adapting. But rivers can also be incredibly beautiful.
Yeah.
They shape these breathtaking landscapes as they carve their paths. And it strikes me that karate has a similar kind of beauty, a unique artistry that's often overlooked.
You're so right. We tend to focus so much on the physical skills, the fighting techniques, the discipline, that we sometimes forget to appreciate the sheer elegance and beauty woven into karate's movements, especially in the kata.
Yeah, I've seen videos of kata demonstrations, and there's this grace, this fluidity, almost like a dance to the way they move. It's mesmerizing.
It really is. Each movement in a kata is like a brushstroke on a canvas, you know, precise, deliberate, and filled with meaning. It's not just about striking a pose, it's about expressing the very essence of the technique, conveying its power and intent through controlled, almost poetic movements.
So there's this whole other dimension to karate that goes beyond just brute force.
Mm-hmm.
It's about finesse control
Right.
and a deep connection to the aesthetic beauty of the art form.
Exactly, and that artistic dimension adds a layer of complexity and depth that elevates karate beyond just a fighting system. It becomes a form of self-expression, a way to connect with tradition, and a celebration of the human body's incredible capabilities.
I love that perspective. It makes me appreciate karate on a whole new level. It's not just about winning a fight. It's about mastering your body and expressing yourself through movement with grace, precision, and power.
Precisely. And that mastery takes years of dedicated practice, just like any other art form. It's about constantly refining your technique, honing your precision, and developing a deep understanding of the nuances of each movement. It's this dedication to the art, this pursuit of perfection, that makes karate so captivating to watch and so rewarding to practice.
It's amazing how a single martial art can encompass so many different dimensions. We've talked about history, philosophy, self-defense, fitness, ethics, pop culture, and now art.
Right.
It's like karate reflects the multifaceted nature of human experience itself.
It really does. And I think that's why karate has had such a lasting and universal appeal. It speaks to something deep within us, that desire for self-improvement, the quest for mastery, the appreciation for both beauty and power. It's a journey with something to offer everyone, regardless of their age, background, or physical ability.
You put it perfectly. As we wrap up this deep dive into the world of karate, I'm left feeling both awed and inspired. It's been an incredible journey of discovery, a reminder that there's always more to learn, and a testament to the human spirit's capacity for growth and transformation.
It has been an incredible journey, hasn't it? And as we step off the mat and back into our everyday lives, it's important to carry the lessons we've learned with us.
Definitely. We've uncovered so much about the history, the philosophy, the techniques, and even the artistry of karate. But even more than the facts and figures, it's those underlying principles, that spirit of discipline, perseverance, and self-improvement that can truly enrich our lives.
I couldn't agree more. So as we conclude this deep dive into the world of karate, let's hold on to those essential lessons. Let's embrace the spirit of Gaiman, the unwavering perseverance and resilience at the heart of this ancient art form. Let's face life's challenges with a newfound sense of balance and control, and let's strive to create art in all that we do.
Beautifully said. Who knows, maybe this deep dive will inspire some of our listeners to try a karate class, watch a classic martial arts film, or simply appreciate the beauty and power of human movement in a new way. But whatever path they choose, I hope they take with them that same sense of curiosity and wonder that we've experienced on this journey.
And remember, the journey of self-discovery never really ends. So keep exploring, keep learning, keep pushing those boundaries, and keep diving deep into the world around you.
We'll be back soon with another fascinating deep dive. Until then, Keep those minds and bodies active and never stop exploring the endless possibilities that life has to offer.
You know, it's funny how we tend to put things in boxes, right? We think of martial arts as just physical and art as purely aesthetic, but karate really blurs those lines.
That's so true. I think that's part of what makes it so interesting. We talked about how modern karate training incorporates things like mindfulness, stress management elements you wouldn't typically associate with fighting.
Yeah, and that speaks to karate's ability to adapt to change with the times while still honoring its traditions. One of those articles you sent mentioned Mushin, this state of no mind that comes from Zen Buddhism and is often applied to karate.
Mushin. It sounds kind of paradoxical to me. No mind while you're doing all these intricate movements. How does that even work?
It's about clearing your mind of all the distractions, the worries, the self-doubt. Instead of overthinking every single move, you just act instinctively with total focus and clarity. It's like reaching a flow state where your mind and body are totally in sync.
I get it. I can see how achieving Mushin would be so powerful, both when you're training and in everyday life. It's like
Yeah.
silencing that inner critic and tapping into pure focused energy.
Exactly. And that's where the artistic side of karate comes into play. When you reach that Mushin state, your movements become smoother, more expressive. It's like watching an artist in a trance, effortlessly bringing their vision to life.
It's almost as if karate becomes a moving meditation, where you're not just training your body, but calming your mind and expressing yourself through movement.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
It makes you wonder how those principles of Mushin and artistic expression could be applied to other parts of life, too,
Oh, absolutely.
like playing music, writing poetry, even giving a presentation. That ability to quiet your mind and let your intuition guide you could be invaluable.
I totally agree. The lessons you learn in karate go way beyond the dojo. They offer a path to self-mastery and personal growth that anyone can benefit from, whether they ever step foot in a karate class or not.
You know, something else that really struck me in those articles was how karate creates this sense of community and connection. It's more than just an individual pursuit.
Oh, definitely. Karate schools often become like close-knit families. You're training with people from all walks of life, sharing this common goal, pushing each other to be better. There's a feeling of camaraderie and mutual respect that goes beyond age, gender, cultural background.
And that sense of community doesn't stop at the dojo door, right? You've got
Yeah.
tournaments, demonstrations, cultural exchanges. It's like a global network of people united by their love for karate.
Exactly. Karate really transcends boundaries. It's this amazing force that brings people together, creating understanding and respect through a shared passion for self-improvement and striving for excellence.
Well, I think we've covered a ton of ground in this deep dive. From karate's beginnings in Okinawa to how it's evolved today, from the technical and philosophical stuff to its influence on pop culture and even its artistic side. It's been quite a ride.
It really has. We've explored the physical, mental, and spiritual dimensions of karate, uncovered some hidden depths and historical mysteries, and even thought about the ethics of it all. But most importantly, I think we've developed a deeper understanding of just how multifaceted this ancient art form is and how relevant it still is in today's world.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
This deep dive has been a fantastic reminder that there's always something new, to learn something else, to explore something more to uncover.
And you never know, maybe this will inspire some of our listeners to start their own karate journey, maybe by joining a class, checking out a classic martial arts flick, or even just incorporating some of its principles into their daily lives.
I'd love that. But even if they don't, I hope this deep dive has sparked their curiosity, given them a new perspective, and reminded them that behind every topic, no matter how simple or complicated it may seem, there's a whole world of fascinating knowledge waiting to be explored.
Well said. So I think that wraps up our karate deep dive. It's been an absolute joy exploring this amazing world with you.
The feeling is mutual. And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us on this journey of discovery. Remember, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing those boundaries. We'll be back soon with another deep dive into a brand new and fascinating topic. Until then, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep on diving deep.